Hey everyone, welcome to our series on how much money can my small business make with federal contracts. Today we're going to talk to you about doing federal contracts in the industry of marketing, which is inclusive of a lot of different areas, public relations services being one. So how much money can a company make if they're selling public relations services to federal buyers, federal agencies? We have a very good example of a company, a small company that actually did a couple of years so far, federal contracts with federal agencies. So let's get right into it. But before we do, I want to give you a brief overview of what marketing, the industry marketing means in the federal arena. Here's a report that I ran for small businesses only, and I need to help you to understand that marketing is all inclusive of advertising, public relations, graphic design. So if you look here under results, you'll see that I pulled the reports not just for small business, but small disadvantaged businesses. But these are all of the dollars that were awarded to small and disadvantaged businesses. They were awarded under the codes of advertising agencies, advertising material distribution services, direct mail, marketing consulting services, any other services related to advertising, outdoor and indoor advertising, and public relations agencies. And the reason I tell you this is because you need to understand that this report is based on the dollars here. $33 million that have been spent with all of these small businesses that are included in this report. So the federal agencies that are shown over here down towards the bottom to the right under the download button, these are the agencies that spent with these small businesses, and it could be in any one of these categories. It could be regular advertising, it could be direct mail marketing, it could be consulting services. But for the purpose of this video, to give you some great examples of small businesses that are winning, small businesses that are just like yours, we want to show you one small business that's just getting started, and we'll show you 2 years of activity. We'll tell you what their codes are and what they're selling. But I want you to clearly understand that I've already done some research here for you. So you can use some of this information if you are in the marketing industry to look up and find opportunities just for your company as a small business. And remember, these are set-asides, a lot of them, not all of them, because some of them are just for small businesses. But what if you're a woman-owned company or an 8A company? They could be a set-aside for you, which limits the competition even more. And I can tell you, when I looked at this report, the companies that I'm profiling, they only had 2 or 3 other people bidding against them. Can you imagine for a federal contract? So let's just take a look at the next company that is in an industry that we want to profile, but it's marketing this time. So before we go into that company, let's just talk about what marketing means so that you'll understand what this company does. Marketing is just what I showed you on the business profile for the report when we looked at the $33 million. We're talking about, or I should say $333 million, excuse me, that's a huge difference. But we're talking about consulting services in marketing, advertising, indoor and outdoor. We're talking about advertising agencies, advertising distribution. We're talking about direct mail services and other related advertising services. We're talking about public relations agencies, public outreach support campaigns. We're talking about basic graphic design services. That would be under marketing. So if you're a graphic design company, you would look under marketing, and you would look under the codes that I'm going to talk to you about. The NAICS codes that you should consider if you own a marketing company and you do business in any one of these areas, you would look at 541810, 541870, 541-860, 541-850, and 541-890. You would also look at 541-820, 541-613. I can tell you that 541-820 is one that comes up with public relations specifically. So if you don't do all of these things under marketing, what you need to do is run reports and then download the report to see which areas are covered and matched up to the NAICS codes, or the NAICS codes as some of you call them. Also, you should look at code or PSC code 9905, at least for the purpose of this particular business that we're profiling. They use 9905. So when I looked at the report, I could see activities under 9905, and this is public relations, so I could also see that they use the code 541820. And when I say they, I don't mean the business, I mean the buyer. Remember what I taught you in other videos. You always have to find out what codes the buyer is using, not what code somebody told you was correct. Your codes may be correct, but we have to go by what the buyer is using, because that's how we find the opportunities, and that's how they find us. So the business that we're going to profile in this video is called 50 State LLC. They're a small business and they are disadvantaged. They are woman-owned and they are classified as economically disadvantaged woman-owned small business. Here's the service they're selling to the federal government. It is public relations management, community relations, and planning. They have 8 employees. They have an annual revenue of a couple $100,000, $200,000. They have contracts awarded only in 2017 and 2016. And remember, I mentioned the code that they use for public relations is 541820. So if that's you, or if you feel that in your marketing company you could do something like that, that's what you need to, that's the code you need to search. Okay, so if you were looking for bids, you would look under 541820. And then you could also use the R708 code. And by the way, that R708 code is a PSC code, your product service code. So was the 9905 that I mentioned earlier. Those are PSC codes, product service codes. They could narrow things down more. You could actually run a report by either of those, especially if you were doing public relations. So let's look at what's happened with 50 states since they've been participating with federal contracting. It looks like in 2017 they actually won their their second award of $400,878. In their first year, 2016, they were awarded $389,929. So their first year was pretty good for a small company. And then they had the other award in 2017 that was just as substantial. So it looks like even though they've only been doing this for a couple of years, they're taking some strides and they're doing very well. So let's look at the agencies that they've been working with. Looks like they've only been working with one agency, which is the Department of Interior. The Department of Interior happens to be a very good agency to work with. They love small businesses. I watch how they work really well with small businesses all over the country. So this is actually a good agency to start out with. But since they're just beginning, of course, they have a lot more work to do. All they need to do is keep working with the Department of Interior and adding other agencies, because once you get your foot in the door and you've demonstrated that you've done $400,000 contracts, that's pretty darn good. You're really on your way to making sure that you're setting the foundation for multi-million-dollar contracts. So in the future, maybe we'll watch this company to see how they're doing. And I have no doubt that they will do extremely well when it comes to getting their feet into some other agencies because now they have the established foundation. Thank you for watching. Please understand that you can win these federal contracts too. We're doing this series just so that you can see we're not making this up. This is not as difficult as people think it is. And if you're a small business, you want some exponential growth, you want some exponential growth in your bank account, federal contracts is the way to do it. Just join us, keep listening, leave your comments, let us know what industries you'd like us to work on. But we're going to continue to build this How Much Money Can I Make series because it helps you to understand the industries, and I kind of cheat a little bit and do the work for you. So thank you for joining me today. Leave me your comments and let me know what you need, what you're thinking, and what I can do for you.